So I'm here with my client, Lisa Yelland. She is a sales consultant and trainer, and she works with founder-led businesses who simply want to make more sales. So Lisa is here just to chat with me about what the work we did together on her marketing strategy and email marketing. So Lisa, I'm going to dive straight in and just ask a question around why you decided to come and work with me on your strategy. I know that you were in the refining stage of your business. So what was it that prompted you to come and get some expert help with your marketing?
Well, I have been following you for a while actually, and I saw that you did a training. I was in a group and you did a training, and I was like, she knows what she's talking about. And also,
Good.
I felt that there was a connection there. I thought you're my kind of woman. And I've been working through things a lot on my own and got to a stage where I felt a bit stuck. And I knew that I needed some support in refining everything, elevating everything, and also for me, joining up the dots. I love sales, but we all know that a lot needs to happen before that bit.
Mhm.
And we know that sales and marketing are two sides of the same coin. And so, as luck would have it, I think you were offering some strategy sessions, some
Yeah,
marketing,
that's right. Hmm.
and I filled in an application and you selected me to come and have a chat about my business. And it was an easy yes from there because you could really clearly see the gaps in where I was and where I wanted to be. And we formed a plan on the call as to what we would do working together. So it was just an easy yes. But I think because I'd known you for a while, been on your email list,
Hmm.
also in the Spark as well,
Yes.
then it was an easy yes for me.
Yeah, and I was really excited to chat to you because obviously with you being a Spark client, and I could see that you've been on my email list for a while. But when we had a chat and you were describing what you were already doing with your marketing and your goals, that's definitely a sweet spot for me to come in and help with messaging. So one of the first projects that we did was looking at creating the messaging around a new lead magnet to help you grow your email list. And I have to say, I love your lead magnet so much that I actually use it in my business. So it's also making me money. So it's a sales activator that we created. But if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit more about that process in terms of how I got the idea out of your brain for this lead magnet and that we how we created it into something that was actually marketable and would help to grow the email list.
Yeah, that was a gap for me. So I played around with lots of different freebies and resources before, and it almost feels a bit like the Holy Grail. We're trying to find that one thing. And I don't even know whether there is one thing that's going to work continuously forever. Probably not, because we need to keep adjusting it. But what was so great from you is that you took what was in my head and then did some magic with it and then reflected it back, but in a much more strategic way. It's just like this, I feel, is going to be really good for your audience. This is a problem that we're solving. We kind of just reverse engineered everything and
Yeah.
then produced something that was really brilliant, very straightforward, but really helps people get a result. And that often can be the missing piece for so many freebies and resources. So I think it was the fact that you love chatting and you've got a brilliant way of just extracting the ideas and then you do something and then there it is. That's kind of how it felt. And yeah, it's great that you're using it and you're getting brilliant results with it as well.
Yeah, I
But
share it with my clients.
yeah,
But
great.
just to touch on the point of me being able to pull out of your brain what the ideas and to create something that was results driven for the end user of that lead magnet and super specific. So I don't use AI for any of my ideas. I think where what my superpower is and what I definitely use with you is to listen to what you're telling me about your ideal client and to use critical thinking, I suppose, and creativity to come up with something that sounds different to whatever else is out there on the internet because you are not the only sales trainer and sales coach and consultant in the world of online business. So we needed something that was uniquely you, but also had that tangible outcome for people. And I do think that that's one of my strengths, definitely, is chatting to my clients like you and getting that information out and then refining it into something that's doable. And I always say, I just need to like marinate on this idea for a little while
Yeah.
and come back with something that's going to cut through the noise of all the generic stuff that everyone's peddling every day with their lead magnets, which we've seen it all before, haven't we? So,
Yeah, we have. And also, what's so important about that is that and you might have had this, so you might have heard of this before, where you create something, but because you're not really connected to it, because you don't really believe in it, then you don't ever share it. And it
that's
kind
so
of like,
true.
what's the point? So what I love was that we were both totally really excited
Yeah,
about the
buzzing.
thing. And that makes all the difference because then the energy is there and then you do want to share it and then people are getting results and it does what it's meant to do, which is demonstrate that you really do want to help people get a result and there is more available. And so that has helped me to not just reignite my teeny tiny list, but it's
Mhm.
also helped me grow it. Quite considerably, which has been amazing for me because that was something that I wanted to build in to my business strategy is actually having an email list that doesn't just sit there and I email when I think I'd like to make a sale. Actually, it's just part of your ecosystem.
Yes, and I obviously you're emailing regularly now, and there's always more motivation to do that when you have more subscribers on your
Yeah,
email list. So
yeah,
that's a bonus.
yeah.
And then I know you're not super keen on social media. So one of the other things that we looked at was how you could maybe use LinkedIn, but not have to be a slave to content creation, and how to get your email to do some of that heavy lifting with the nurturing. So how do you feel that bit's going with now the regular emails that you're sending out? How do you feel about those now that we've honed your messaging and got a bit of a plan together?
Well, I was thinking about what am I most excited about in terms of what we've achieved working together. So absolutely, well, we can go into this in a moment, but what fills me with joy is actually getting replies to my emails,
Yay.
and that never happened before. And now it happens regularly. And I feel really excited about that. I am a responder. So when somebody does message, they do reply, it really lights me up and then it gives you something to go on then. And I love that. So that really excites me in terms of my email list and just having somewhere to send people to that feels like it's my own space without that needing to be online.
Yeah.
I quite like the feel of it's an intimate space. It's my email list. I've curated it. It's my people. And
Mhm.
that feels really good.
Excellent. You should be excited when you get replies because it's notoriously difficult to get people to reply to your email. So that shows me that you're obviously doing a good job and you're putting into practice what we worked on in terms of the messaging for those
Absolutely.
emails. So bravo. Okay, so well, you might have touched on this a little bit, but I always like to ask all my clients, what's the biggest result that you've created during our time working together that you feel really proud of?
Well, email list,
Yes.
absolutely. The replies from the emails, but also all the work that we've done on helping me get clear on who I'm for, how exactly I help, my uniqueness in doing that. As you said, there's lots of other sales trainers and lots of other
Mhm.
sales consultants out there. So, what I'm most proud of is the validation, I guess, from you in brainstorming all the ideas, working together on my strategy and my messaging and my positioning. That's really helped to elevate my confidence
Good.
and get clear because you can't get clear without taking action.
Mhm.
And so many times you can just get stuck in this loop of thinking about things, but then not actually implementing any of it. So I
Yeah,
think what's been so great working with you is that we have implemented a lot, we
we
have done
did.
a lot. There's always more that we could do. But I'm really proud of the clarity through action, and I wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for your support.
Yeah, brilliant. I'm glad you brought that up because yes, you do have to take action, not only to get the data then to feed back into your marketing to decide what to do next. But
Mm,
sometimes it's really hard to prioritize working on that marketing and taking that action if you're not sure if you're doing the right thing in the first place. So I think at least coming in, working with me gives you that, look, I've done this before. This is a good place to start and a good sensible test to run with marketing
yeah,
rather than, oh, I'm going to throw this spaghetti at the wall and see if it sticks. And it feels like it might be a bit more of a risky use of your very limited time because I know you're busy.
yeah.
So, yes, well done on the action taking. And I'm glad I could help you get that plan in place. So, final question is just to ask, what would you say to somebody who's thinking about working with me on their marketing strategy and their email marketing?
Well, obviously, go for it. You are a complete genius. You're a pleasure to work with. You know, you're super responsive. And as you said, you come up with so many different ideas and there's always options. And so I know the decision ultimately, like, has rested with me. What feels right? What do I want to go with? But you've been able to support that decision-making process in a really fun way. And we've achieved so much as well. I mean, it's always important to talk about results and what we've managed to get done and what that then has meant. But it's also been an enjoyable journey, and so I would say that too. No hesitation in recommending you, Kelly. You're amazing.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. Well, I feel like that's a good place to end. So, if people want to look you up, they can find you on LinkedIn. So, you're over there, Lisa Yelland. And what's your website address again?
It's Lisa Yelland Coaching.
Okay, perfect. And I will link to that where I save this video. All right. Thank you so much, Lisa. And good luck with everything that you're doing from this point forward. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.